Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Downright Annoyed with Movies. I am Jackson with Bored and Annoyed. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host partner in crime over here, Michael. And tonight we're going to be talking about a martial arts movie called Ip Man. So I guess we will first go around the horn, and we'll start with my co-host here.
Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm Mike from the Downright Nerdy podcast, and I chose this movie, Ip Man. I've been on a roll with some really good picks over the past few weeks, or whenever it is the wheel lands on me, and I think that my streak is continuing tonight because Ip Man is one of my favorite all time martial art movies, and yeah, I'm excited to hear what everybody thinks.
Sweet. Thank you, sir. And next we will go over to Ken.
Hey, I'm Ken from Pinky's Out Podcast, and I agree with Mike. He is on fire with these picks. I had heard of this movie, but I have never seen it, and I am so glad that I've seen it now. You have to see this movie.
All right, that's it from you, Ken. Where can we find you? Where can we
you
find
can find
you?
me everywhere. Well, not right now.
All right, perfect. And as always, we also have Cookie.
Hey guys, I'm Cookie from Just a Little Podcast. Mike, so happy you picked this movie because it is a fantastic movie. I love anything that has to do with Donnie. So, I mean, take my money, man. It was great.
Sweet. Thank you, sir. And Ryan?
Yeah, I'm with Cookie. Good choice, Michael. Ip Man's dope. Donnie Yen's dope. This is one of the best modern martial arts movies, like of this generation for sure. Like it's exceptional throughout. Not just because it has good martial arts, because the story is actually really good. Because usually when you go into fighting movies, like you don't really need the story for getting great martial arts. This has the ones and the twos. I'm Ryan from the Fake Nerd Podcast. We do podcasts on Sundays. I'll talk about that later. Let's talk about Ip Man, babe.
Sweet. Thanks, Ryan. And Paul.
Hey, Paul, coming to you tonight from an undisclosed location. You can find me on YouTube from the Tales from the Flipside podcast, or YouTube channel, rather. Check out our different playlist shows. But yeah, great movie. I put it on in the living room, and as the K-Babe, you just look up, this movie, Ip Man, on Netflix, and she's like, oh, do we have to watch all 4 tonight? But or however many are on there. But she loved it, too. So yeah, it's great. Great movie, good story. I even put up with the subtitles, so it's a good time.
Sweet. I was gonna say, Paul, I know you're not one for loving to read your movies. That's we've got to turn you to the light side as far as that's concerned. But yeah, I like the movie a lot. I had never seen this. This is a first time watch for me again. And yeah, it wasn't what I expected. I didn't realize what it was about. Like I knew nothing about it. So going into it, I didn't know it was based on like a real historical figure or anything like that. But yeah, it was good. It's kind of one of those movies you've seen before where, like the overbearing force kind of comes in and takes over this town, but it's done really well. It's exceptionally well done. I liked all the characters. Yeah, I thought it was great. So I guess this is typically where we do our 30-second spiel, but we kind of already did that. So yeah. So I guess where would anybody want to kind of start with something in particular? The action, the storyline. Ken, we'll let you start. Then you raised your hand.
Sure. The fluidity of the martial arts in this movie was phenomenal. So many of the modern martial arts movies, things are sped up to inhuman speeds, and it's unbelievable. But there was nothing in this martial art, in any of the fight scenes, that I would say was unrealistic. You know what I mean? It just, and the way Ip Man, his facial expressions just conveyed everything. I think this movie would be terrible if it was dubbed. You have to listen to it in the original language and subtitle it. It will lose all emotional context if you have it in a dubbed, because I don't know. I'm struggling for the words. I
agree.
When he sized up his opponents, I mean, did you guys just get chills?
Oh my God, man. I loved it.
When the guy pulled out a freaking sword,
my heart started to race.
Yeah, he didn't even. He's like, oh, here's a feather duster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it was awesome too because like he kind of throughout the movie and all the fight scenes, he kind of has like a calm look on his face. He's very calm, very chill. Except for there is one scene where he finally gets pissed off, and like God, you really feel it when that happens. You know,
I want 10 men.
yeah,
You knew shit was gonna go down.
Oh yes.
But yeah, the martial arts was great. I guess I'll put out the one thing that maybe I think is a flaw in the movie. I maybe think it has maybe one flaw, and it's small, and it might be a nitpick. But I would have liked to have seen someone come close to beating him. I feel like that helps in a movie like this because I didn't feel like anyone even was close to his caliber of a
Interesting.
fighter. And I feel like you need that one scene where it's like, you know, he's been taken down a peg. But that's just my opinion. But it was fun to root for a dude who's just so badass. You know what I mean? I mean, the dude just like exudes badassery.
I will counter.
When he
I will
rolled up
counter
his
that.
sleeves. Did you guys
Yeah.
get chills? Like, because you knew he was going to get serious.
That's when he gets serious for I think the first time in that movie. When he rolls those sleeves up, he's like,
What-
"Okay, you can be mean to my wife. You talk about my child. I'm gonna kill
Yeah.
you." I'm like,
Yeah.
Now,
"Oh,
what,
God."
Ryan? What's your counter? I'd be interested
So
to hear.
I do agree. It is nice to have your hero have some faults at times, so he's not just like a superhero. I do think at the end, the final fight with the quote unquote final boss, General Moira or whatever his name was. I think that guy is skilled enough where he is a challenge to Ip Man, but Ip Man's whole thing is about being with oneself and being in control and not losing anger, and that's what's the downfall for the guy who might even be the better fighter, but because he's not spiritually entwined or all that.
I didn't get that at all. I thought he got his ass kicked. Like there wasn't a moment in that fight where I thought that it was like they showed Donnie Yen's face and he had like a bruise on his face. I'm like, funny, I don't even remember seeing him get hit in the face, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just blind.
Can I ask you guys a question for the first time watchers? When he got shot at the end, what were you?
I was expecting it, but it still like hit me like a hammer. I'm not gonna lie. I got choked up by
after the
it.
movie. Did you guys actually like start following? I know Ken, you fell down the rabbit hole and started Googling all the history and all that
Yes.
stuff. Because there are like 4 sequels to this movie.
Yeah.
They're all still based on true events, not
Also, other franchises about it. Man.
The first 2 movies are more accurate than the second 2 movies to the actual like real life. After him getting shot after that was a true thing that happened.
Of all the movies that we've watched, that almost brought a tear to my eye. Even though I was fully expecting the asshole Sato to shoot him, whether he won or lost, I still, when I heard that gun go, it was like, pop. I'm like,
that guy reminded me. He was like the Japanese Raiders of the Lost Ark villain, the guy with the glasses, like the sadist. He's that guy.
That's Sato. Yeah.
Yeah, he's that guy.
I thought I liked the ending. I liked the gunshot and everything. I'm kind of upset that I knew that there were 3 other sequels though, because I would have liked to have gone in because I knew nothing about this person as a real guy. So I don't know. He could have died for all I know, right? So I was kind of, it felt a little Gladiator-esque to me, where like the hero was going to die and get carried off in the end, whatever. But the fact that there's not means there's more that I can watch, so that's exciting. Is Donnie Yen in all of them or no?
Yes.
He's in all 4. Yes.
Nice. I thought it was awesome.
In my opinion, the first 2 are the best ones. It takes a dip on 3 and 4.
Doesn't he fight like a boxer, like a British boxer or something?
He actually fought Mike Tyson.
He fights Mike Tyson? What?
Yeah, he fights Mike Tyson.
I gotta see that. Does he make it out with his ear intact?
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it, man. It's so good.
All right, Paul, you're quiet down there in your Area 51. I know you're probably trying to evade the authorities, but was there anything in particular that kind of hit you about this movie, stylistically or the storyline, or anything that you and your wife really enjoyed about it?
Yeah, I think like the other guy said, definitely the fight scenes. There's a really interesting video about Jackie Chan's film style. At least maybe not his American movies per se, but where they do as little cuts as possible to show the audience as much of the fight as they can. So it kind of reminded me of that a little bit, where they want to, highlight these actors' great skill, and it just adds so much to the story. That I thought it was great.
I got a fun fact about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one of the fight choreography guys for this movie is a guy named Sammo Hung, and he is like a Japanese fighting icon. Like, he's made dozens of movies for decades, and he worked with Jackie Chan and like Chow Yun-fat and so many people. Now Donnie Yen, like he's like a really well-known dude. So he has a very specific style that translates between all the actors that he works with. So it's cool that you brought it up, that Jackie Chan has the same thing. It's like, because they work with the same dude.
I gotta make a little segue here. Now, Mike, is that your entire week's worth of water intake that you've got there, or is that?
No, that's just
is that
one
just
a day.
that's
One a day.
one of those a day? See, my wife
about
my wife would love it if I actually did that, but I drink like one glass a day. But yeah, I sorry, I hate to be the killer, the buzzkill on the episode, but
no, we're just proud that you look like you've been outside. So
yeah.
Yeah, a little
Well, no, it's not. It's just it's fake. It's this new light I got. That's all.
nice.
I haven't been outside. Now let's see here. So one thing I want to say as well is it's funny that, like, every time I watch one of these martial arts movies, and this one felt like a classic martial arts movie. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like one of those old like Bruce Lee
like
movies.
Enter
or
the
something.
Dragon almost.
Right.
Yep.
So every time I watch one of these, I'm like, God damn, I really liked that. But then I don't go like watch 15 of them. You know what I mean? Like, and it is weird that happens. Now, I might go on a little bit of a martial arts kick here because of this.
I'll watch the rest of them, but I've got to catch up on that suggestion that you made to me the other day. I've got a whole season of that.
Oh
to finish,
boy,
so.
yeah, that's a whole other. That's a whole other.
Could you
discussion.
imagine if you just combine those two worlds together?
Oh God.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Well,
Dude.
one of the time periods is close to the same time, I guess.
It
but,
is.
But yeah, it was really interesting too. I really liked the way they started it. Like, there's a very good 20-minute chunk that's just like establishing the setting, where you're in this town, and essentially the plot is, I guess we should talk about plot. Ip Man is a martial arts instructor in this little like town square, and this town is known for their kung fu. And there's a few different martial arts instructors, and they started off.
School.
Yes.
Yes.
He doesn't teach anybody.
Oh yeah, that's right. He
Correct.
doesn't teach, but there are the other instructors, and he can whoop all their asses. That's right.
Yes.
But the one guy shows up, like an out-of-towner. The out-of-towners show up, which I
out-of-towners,
found
yes.
hilarious. Yeah, they show up, and basically they beat the shit out of the other instructors. But then Ip Man's like, no, and just takes that guy down. And then we cut to World War II, which was it. I was very surprised because I know nothing about this movie, so I was thrilled with the way it was established. You felt really sad seeing it all broken down and disheveled everywhere. I just thought it was really, really well done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
Now, did you think that the out-of-towner guy kind of looked like a Chinese version of the guy that plays Bones on the new Star Trek movies? I
Yes.
forget his name.
Yes.
Carl Urban?
Yes,
Yes.
I thought he looked like Carl Urban. I'm like, wait, is that him with makeup?
That guy is he's the star of this 90s cult classic called Ricky O, The Story of Ricky, which is a martial arts movie about in a prison that has really, really intense gore where like dudes are punching through stomachs and stuff. So seeing that movie and then seeing 20 years later this guy, and I'm like, he's still making these crazy movies. Oh my God. This guy's just so cool. There's a lot
good.
of
Ryan, you had a point you wanted to make earlier. You forgot.
I did, and I forgot it, so I was
Okay.
Sorry, I am so excited about this movie.
Thanks a lot, Ken.
I know.
Jesus. I really like the one actor was like, that overbearingly like, and I the movie's great, but there's one actor in it who could use some work, and that's the
police
brother.
officer?
No, the brother
Or
of
Jan?
the bartender. The brother of
Which
so there's
one,
like not
Lin
the
or
bartender.
Yun?
Lynn's which one dies? Lynn's
Lin.
brother. Jan.
Lin
Jan.
dies.
Yeah,
Jan,
Jan.
yes.
Jan was horrible.
Yeah, he sucked.
The kite kid?
Oh God, everything was hey, like oh my God. Yeah, but-
Dude, how
window
old is he
open.
flying a damn kite around town?
Yeah, the
Hey,
kite
don't
guy.
throw
30 years old flying a kite.
One of
Hey,
my
man.
one of my neighbors, he's like 50, and he's actually trying to fly a kite right now because it's super windy down here. And I was like,
Oh, jeez.
people still do that?
Is he
Hey, it
Florida
sounds
man?
pretty fun, I think.
Do you live next door to Florida man?
Oh, there you Hey, you
Isn't
could.
everybody in Florida man, though? No
That's
offense.
true. Cookie's
enough.
Florida
Pretty
man.
much.
Yeah.
Did they explain how Ip Man was wealthy or what he got his wealth from?
No.
Or does anyone know what he had his wealth from in real life?
So in real life, he was a police officer. So
Correct.
like
He was-
a lot of the movie is dramatized. Like a lot of the movie is dramatized.
Yes.
Him being like involved in like Japanese underground fight clubs is not true. As cool as that is, but there he was involved in the war between China and Japan, but it was a lot less dramatic. So I don't know.
Yeah, Paul, that's a good point though, because they did make a very he like the one guy's coming to him for an investment opportunity at the beginning.
His brother-in-law.
You know. Yeah, and he's basically like, yeah, I can front all this money. I'm made of
Right.
money and pay me back when you have a chance. But no, they don't really explain that. So
What's even funnier is Ip Man's eldest son. I'm on Wikipedia right here. His eldest son says that the mansion in real life was even bigger than the one in the movie. So he even had more money. So I'm like,
Wow.
yeah, what was he doing?
it was very interesting the way the cinematography, like I would be very interested in seeing like an overhead view of the sets because it felt like they scrunched a whole lot of stuff in a little tiny area.
Yep.
It was very it was a feast for the eyes, like even looking down like the streets, all the shit on the walls and all the different signs and everything.
Even after
must be
the
nice
Japanese
when you can read
took
it.
over. Yeah, even after
Right.
the Japanese invaded, that movie was just visually stunning.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
when
well,
it was dirty and decrepit.
Well,
it was a stunningly shot movie.
They clearly they almost changed everything to like a sepia tone filter when
Right.
Yes.
Japan took over. Everything kind of got that. It looked like everything was coated in dust. Yeah.
Thank you, because when they were eating like the sweet potatoes and stuff, when he was shoveling the coal, I felt like it felt surreal to me at that point. But beautifully done, just beautifully done.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a good villain in it, I would say.
Yes, yes.
I thought the villain was good.
Yeah, very honorable. Like, just loves a good fight. When the Raiders of the Lost Ark guy shoots the one guy, and he's like,
Oh, no.
"I didn't say you can do that. This is
Yeah.
a fight tournament, not a murder tournament. You're bad, boy."
How
Yeah.
glad were you to see what happened to him at the end?
Oh,
Yeah, he
yeah.
deserved it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Without giving a spoiler, he so deserved it. And why is it in every Japanese either animated feature or movie, the guy named Sato is usually just an asshole?
It's one of, I guess, one of those tropes. I guess. I don't know.
Like, as soon as I saw his name was Sato, I'm like, he's gonna be a dick.
That's how we feel about Kens in real
Right.
life. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think more so in the first 20, 30 minutes, but I think some of the comedy is actually really good. Like with the first fight with the other master, he's like, hit, big hit. And then when he's fighting Jin, the mercenary guy, he keeps breaking all his shit. And he's like, I'll pay for it. I'll pay. And I'm like, that's cute. And then the little kid
Some of
rolls
my
it.
favorite interactions were between his wife and him when he was fighting in those first few scenes. He's all like, Mom says if you don't actually start fighting, you're gonna break everything in the house. And he goes, okay, all right, I guess
Always giving him a side eye.
When the kid draws his little bike in, it's like,
Yeah, he just kind of does a little U shape. I laughed. Speaking of the humor, Ken, you'll like this one if you didn't catch it. When he's having lunch with his brother-in-law, before the other martial art guy comes in and kind of yells at him and all that drama scene. When he
Right.
takes a sip of the sake, he says, "Oh, this smells like rice,"
Oh,
because it's sake.
you're right. I missed
So my
that.
wife's like, "Oh, that was probably fun," a cultural
Like a
joke.
dig. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay.
I missed that.
Yeah,
Way to
cool.
be more cultured than everyone, Paul. Thanks
Right.
a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, I
That's
didn't
why
even
I call
consider
my
that.
wife. I'm just a Neanderthal.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all are. Yeah,
We
so
can't be all as evolved as Mike.
I
trying-
do think
go ahead, Ryan.
I do think Ken's right about this has to be in the original language because this is it is a martial arts movie, so like it could be in English, but it is also rooted in historical accuracy with the World War II and the stuff that happened between the Chinese and Japanese. So having the language barrier between the Chinese and Japanese, where you have to have translators, all that would be ruined if you had just everyone speaking the same language. And I think that barrier between them is actually really important to the movie.
That's a
You
great
would either have to do the Battlefield Earth thing where they like start with the this language and it goes into English, and you just
Valkyrie does
understand
that
that's
too.
what they're. Yeah, Valkyrie, right? Valkyrie,
Yeah.
and then or you would have to do. They're all the Cantonese language speakers are all speaking English, and then the Japanese guy are speaking Japanese. I do think it's funny that they just don't care about dubbing and making lip sync up, period, in like in martial arts movies. Like, it doesn't even matter if you're watching it in the native language. Like, luckily you're reading the words on the screen, so you can't really pay too much attention to that, but when you do, it's like still off, which I just find to be funny. But
I wonder if that's just like a budget thing, or it's like
it's gotta be.
Like,
it's gotta be.
Like, who cares? They're about the fights. Like, I don't know. But you definitely. I noticed it too. I thought it was just me, and I'm like, it still seems off, and they're speaking what they're saying. It's weird.
You should have had two going at the same time and just pause one right at the right spot so you could sync it up yourself.
Like Pink Floyd and the Wizard of Oz.
But
it's either
it's kind of funny. I'm really glad you all really liked it.
Oh, loved it.
I was really close to choosing a different martial arts movie called The Raid. I don't know if any.
The Raid, man.
That would have been good too.
That is on the other level of extreme, brutal martial arts movies that I love.
It's a great movie.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Check it out.
Well, I'm glad I picked this because a lot of you hadn't seen it.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, so I was happy you picked this
That
too.
makes me feel better. Then.
Slow
But The
clap
Raid
for
was
you,
very
Mike.
good.
That was just
stop it.
fantastic.
One of these days, he's got to pick a turd here. It's absolutely. You can't just pick a.
And I like
classic.
I like the end too, where they were giving historical facts that the real Ip Man.
I love that in any movie, though.
That's what sent me down the rabbit hole. I've got to research this.
When I was reviewing it, like when I first watched it, nobody knew that there were going to be a 2 and a 3 and even a 4. So when they ended this film, they ended it thinking that this is going to be it. It's going to be a one shot and done. Mm-hmm. So they wanted to conclude it all with giving you that ending of, okay, this is how it actually transpires throughout reality. But then they continued on with more and more, and it's fascinating. Like I'm with Ken, because when I first watched it, I don't know how long ago, I went down that rabbit hole. Granted, I was already down the rabbit hole of martial arts. So seeing that film, it opened my eyes to like a whole new world type of thing.
Yeah, it was great.
When I went through as I told you guys, my high school years of watching a new movie almost every day, I went through a martial arts kick where I found Ip Man, and I was like, oh, buddy, what have I found? And then the rabbit hole went down, and I watched all the Jackie Chan movies and all the.
I've got to imagine that this is one of the really good ones. I would imagine, because this was really fucking solid, man.
Because honestly, a lot of times the story isn't always the best. Like it's just not why you go there. Like I love a lot of the the drunken master movies of Jackie Chan, but honestly, half of them I don't really like the story. Mm-hmm. But our martial arts are the best in the world. So it levels out to being still a really good movie. But this is one of the ones where like, okay, they have their cake and they ate it too. Like it's really great.
I just love any movie that has even I'm thinking of the cheesy old movies. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these, with the best of the best movies with Eric Roberts back in the day. Like of that kind of shit, or like the old Jean-Claude stuff where it's tournament fighting style on the pad and shit. I love all that shit, man. I love it. I was eating it up.
The muscles from Brussels?
Yeah, when they went in that room and it's all the dudes with the I don't even know what the outfits are called that they wear.
Geese.
There you go, geese. They're all around the square circle or whatever. It's just fucking awesome. I thought it was great.
I still have mine in the closet.
You and me both, man. Mine's all.
Why didn't you wear it, guys? You should have worn them. Tonight would have been the night.
I used to do it for years.
Did you put it in that tiny door closet?
I used to wear it I used to do martial arts for quite some time. I did Taekwondo growing up as a kid. I did it for about 6 years, and I went into after Taekwondo, Muay Thai, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, judo. So I did quite a number of martial arts as a kid. Because I always got picked on, so my parents were like, "You got to defend yourself." Man. No, this is old days. Now I'm like, I got the dad bod. I'm like, hold on, I'm out of breath. You gotta give me a second.
So Cookie, are you saying that you could take it, Ip Man?
No,
Cookie,
not at all.
Could Cookie take?
Probably
No.
Now.
Probably come on.
Good.
More like broken hip, man.
Oh,
I can't even outrun him. Are you kidding me?
we gotta
running.
We gotta mute Ryan after that one.
Did anyone else?
Go ahead, Paul.
I was just going to ask if anyone else felt that getting to that final fight scene was a little rushed. I feel like they kind of nabbed him up, and then the next thing, like it was nighttime, and then it's daytime, and they're doing this big fight scene.
I didn't
I
feel
don't know,
like
I
the
felt
movie
the
was
pacing
rushed at all.
great. It was fine.
Not the whole movie, just that part.
Paul,
the
you're
fight scene was
awful.
rushed, yes.
We hate you, Paul.
No,
we
not
hate
the
you.
No,
scene.
Everybody
I agree with
disagrees
Paul.
with
Hey,
you.
I will disagree. I will agree with Paul.
I
I
don't
felt
feel
that
it.
the last fight was way too quick.
This,
No,
Yes,
I
it
don't
was a
think
quick
I don't
fight.
think that's what Paul's saying though. I think he's saying that like that whole like he goes and turns himself in, he goes to jail, and then like
Oh, you're
3
talking
minutes
about
later
the
we're
time period
fighting.
between the fight and his arrest and the fight was too quick?
I feel like no, like him getting arrested, and then it was very quickly like now he's fighting the general right away.
Okay,
I
I'm
was,
with Ken.
I was a bit confused though because I'm with you, Paul, because I didn't like all of a sudden the wife and the kid were there. And that was where I was like, well, wait a minute. They just like turned around from wherever they were going and they
It
went
was
and
the
you
came
could
uncle.
see
back.
him. You could see him turning the wheel when she was making his plea.
The
And
uncle
let's talk
started to
about
get
the
teary-eyed.
actress. Yeah, let's talk about the actress that played his wife. Not only was she gorgeous and said hardly anything till that point in the movie, right? But just her facial expressions were
Yeah.
spot on.
She did
to
a
the
lot
whole
with her
movie.
eyes.
But that soliloquy she had, and that's a big word for you, at the end was spot on. Like her emotional, I don't know. It was just spot on. All around the acting in this movie was just fantastic, and she's
agree.
very underrated. I think because I mean the martial arts steal the show. I mean they do, they really do. But
I
she
like
was a
I
phenomenal
like
actress.
that like the police officer guy who always came in to stop the fun. Like the beginning, people are
Yes.
just crowding around. And he's like, "Fun? Is there fun happening here?
Yeah.
Fuck no."
Oh,
I really appreciate him and like him being the traitor because of course he's gonna be the traitor and then his turn. Like every little character had like their own little moment that I really liked.
Yeah, I love how he shows up to it. The part where he's like, "All right, now you gotta represent here.
You got to
Like,
defend them.
instead of breaking up. You gotta represent. We're embarrassed. You gotta take care of this for us." And kind of,
I was kind of
peeks
expecting
through
the
window-
general
door.
to understand Chinese the whole time and only pretend to need the translator.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
That would have been interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was half expecting that. I was really surprised that it didn't go that direction, to be honest.
Oh, Ken, you should write a movie. That would
I
have been
know,
neat.
right?
It Man 5, the general
suck.
returns.
It was
So
A
I have
little
a
side
question.
note. Okay.
I sent
like
I sent
Rocky.
you guys out a list of all the movies that we had watched. Had you guys
Oh, I
gotten a
forgot to
chance
rank-
to rank it?
I didn't rank this one. Oops.
But I know
I didn't know we were
Are
doing
we
that this
ranking
time.
now, or are we ranking before the 20th episode?
I was just gonna I just threw that out there. I already put all my movies and ranked them, but if you want, we'll save that for next week. So next week, all
Let's
the
do it
movies
next
that we have watched, we're gonna rank them our
Okay.
Homework.
own
Got some
personal
homework.
rankings, right? And then at the end of every recap, like for example, Ip Man, you get to tell everybody where it falls in between. Like for example, this falls in between, just below Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and just above One Cut of the Dead for me.
Okay.
Mm, yeah, up very
out
top.
of
Yeah,
the, what episode is this? Out of the 16 movies, it ranks fifth.
Okay. All
Nice.
right. It's a good spot for it, I would say.
Yeah. I will
Yeah.
say I think the 10-person fight. Again, every fight in this movie is exceptional, but the 10-person fight is like one of the top 10 modern martial arts sequences. It's insane.
I
Oh,
completely
he broke that
agree.
leg.
That fight is so awesome, especially to me. It's in large part because he's pissed. So like you're seeing a different side of him than you've seen at that till
He's
that point in the
unleashed.
movie. So
Yes,
he's unleashed, right?
Under
Right.
complete control of himself, though.
Right. Yeah.
Like economy
the Hulk.
of motion. Every movement is a killing
Tactical.
move.
Yeah.
It's tactical.
Oh my god, it's
Yeah.
I mean, I just off the top of my head, one of my favorite scenes is remember in the beginning when he's kind of play hitting the other master and he's saying hit, 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 and he's doing that really quick movement, but he's not actually touching them. But then you see him actually do that to the guys, and you see the face like getting smashed in, the chest getting caved in with all his, quick movements. Man, it was a
The thing
beautiful, brutal scene.
The thing that really appreciate and also feel really bad about these like Asian stunt actors, because the Western stunt actors, they're a little more baby face than our friends over there, because some of these dudes in this movie have to be actually getting their asses kicked. They are getting punched, they are getting kicked, they are falling from high distances, and they are, I hope they're getting paid a lot, because man, some of these dudes are straight up just getting punched in the face, and you see it. You can't fake that kind of stuff, man. It hurts.
Well, yeah, it's like people talk shit about like WWE, but it's like I wouldn't get in there and do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
To Ryan's point, the scene where the bandits are trying to steal the money from the cotton plant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You see how everybody's like, whoa, and then the first one of them gets hit in the face and everything falls apart. It's like everybody's Jackie Chan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
And
that
then
one
it
guy
just boom.
does a punch, and he's like, ow, 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 ow.
Yeah.
Yep, I loved it.
Yeah, that
Little
was good.
side note for you guys. Of course, you guys all know that Ip Man taught Bruce Lee a lot of the stuff that he knows. And Jackie Chan actually was a stunt double for Bruce Lee.
Yep.
And what happened was Bruce Lee would literally do his stunts with him, like for Jackie, or Jackie Chan would do the stunt double for the Bruce Lee stuff. And he would actually get beat up during the entire time. And he would walk back home. And as he's walking home, Bruce Lee's like, hey, I have another scene for you. Could you come back? And then that's how he actually got his stardom into the cinematography world and becoming an actor, not just on the Eastern Front, but also on the Western Front. So it's crazy to see how that actually transpired. And now you have Bruce Lee and you have now Donnie Yen, who is fantastic, of course, with Star Wars as well. So,
Yeah. I can imagine Ip Man fans were pretty pumped when they went and saw Rogue One and he was in it.
Same one with the Force.
Oh yeah.
Rogue One was so good.
I got another fun fact. So the Japanese actor, excuse me, I'm sorry, brother, Hiroki Ikeuchi, who played General Moira, the bad guy, he's a Japanese black belt in judo, and he got a concussion because he got punched 4 times in the head by stunt people.
No way.
He had major problems working on this movie because it was mostly Chinese martial arts, and he's a Japanese martial artist. So he had some real problems adjusting. But the director said he did a great job, and like, thank you for all your concussion work.
I thought he was awesome, by the way. Like, I really liked that
at the
character.
end of the movie when he got up from sitting?
Oh, with his feet, like a oh my
Yes.
God. He's like a magician, dude.
That was awesome.
That was cool. I don't know. What else do we got on this one, boys? Do we have anything else? I mean,
You have to.
I have a
watch this
question.
movie.
Yeah, I was
Sure,
going to say,
sure.
are you guys going to be watching 2, 3, and 4?
Yeah, I'll probably watch them. Why not?
If they're
I
easily
enjoyed it.
available, yes.
I know 2 and 3 are definitely on Netflix, and then Solo Wookie was saying it earlier that 4 is also out. I didn't know 4 was out, so now I need to watch
Neither
it.
did I.
Oh, I'll be watching it. I've got a Russian show I've got to finish first, but I'll watch the rest of them. So
Russian show sounds good.
If any of these movies are as good, is half as good. If the martial arts is at least as good throughout, then I
They
got
are.
3 good movies to watch.
They
Yeah.
definitely are.
Sweet.
I'm excited to see what they take Ip Man to next time. So
Number
I'm
2 is
excited to see
definitely
if
great.
Mike can win again this week.
Right. Yeah. Well, on that note, are we ready to spin this wheel again?
Spin the wheel.
Next week, by the way, again, and I'll go back and find them, but if you have thrillers or historical epics, throw them in the chat. We will add them to the list. For next week is the genre battle pick.
Unless
But-
your name starts with comic or Andy.
But now let's see here. So this is I've never won a wheel. I picked the first movie, but I have never won a wheel. So let's see. And I know I'm just jinxing
15
myself.
weeks.
16 weeks and counting.
You poor soul.
So funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's
So
your
no
show.
wheels. So
Even
so here
Paul
we go,
picked
guys.
Jed.
Are you guys ready?
I was half expecting the entire wheel to be bored and annoyed on there.
I'm not on the wheel, though.
Damn,
I'm
that
not
would have
on the
been a
wheel.
really good gag.
Oh,
You
yeah.
should have texted. Oh yeah, you weren't on there. Hold on. We gotta find you then.
I think we need to
Hold
save
on.
that for
We
Jackson's
need a slice of the
birthday.
cookie pie.
Cookie,
Yeah,
good
exactly.
call, by the
Trying to
way.
Tip the favor by taking people out.
Yeah, that's true. Cookie.
Something's
Cookie,
going.
if you were a good friend, and of course I don't have his logo because it's on a external hard drive. So what I'm going to do, we are going to add him like
Just put
this.
a couple cookie emojis in there.
Yeah, we could do that.
Cookie
We're just going to
Monster.
say Cookie. Next time I will have my thing, but here. But let's
No rush, no
shuffle,
worries.
shuffle, 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 And let's spin it.
Spin the wheel, Johnny.
Spin it, Vanna.
Look at that.
No way.
Oh,
Yay!
that's
Cookie
hilarious.
cutter.
All right. So, Cookie, what are we watching this week?
Oh
Let me
man,
guess,
I've been
it's gonna be
waiting
a
for.
horror because he
No.
loves horror.
I hate horror movies. Oh man,
I
you
was
do.
thinking about you the other day, and I'm like, if I win, I'm gonna try to like get everybody to, if whoever wins, to pick like the scariest movie
I
possible.
can't stand.
Oh, I got a good one.
Oh,
I got a
Cookie,
good
I'm
one I
gonna
just
mess you
watched
up,
recently.
though. Oh, yes.
I'm afraid of anything Jackson would fix.
I know, right?
Wise.
I just turned on. I've never seen it before. I just turned it on like an hour ago, but then I had to do something else.
I like the human centipede.
Cannibal Holocaust. I turned on, so
That
that
sounds
gives you an
almost
idea.
scary is just disturbing.
No, that's just disgusting, right? But
Yeah.
but yes, Cookie, what are we watching?
All right, so in honor of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we're not going to be watching that, and then in honor of martial arts, but we're going to be watching something martial arts. Hopefully, Ryan hasn't seen this. It is called Surf Ninja.
Oh my God!
Oh,
really?
God.
I have
Really?
it, Cookie.
No
Yes.
way. I remember that.
Beautiful.
Is there
Yes.
anything
Surf Ninja.
Surf
Surf
Ninja.
It's actually Surf Ninjas, plural.
Sorry,
I
Surf
believe.
Ninja, because it's 3 of them, or technically
Oh,
4.
I know about this. Oh, this is the Rob Schneider movie.
Yes.
Oh, Cookie, thank you for this.
Oh,
Thank
I've
you
seen
for this
that
gift.
then.
Oh
yeah,
my
okay.
gosh.
I've seen almost
Wow.
every Rob
that-
Schneider.
I've been
Leslie
wanting this
Nielsen?
since I messed up on the Star Wars film. I was like, why didn't I pick Surf Ninja?
We're
Dude,
watching
I've got
Surf
so many in my
Ninjas.
head right
Really?
now.
Nice.
See, guys, if you pick me, the Mr. Wheel, if the wheel picks me, we will watch good movies, not
Well,
Surf Ninjas.
This is
Hey.
part of my childhood. This is classic for me. I
All
am
right,
so
well-
happy right now.
Well,
I don't
Cookie,
know,
we're
though,
so
Cookie.
glad we put you back on the on the wheel. Next week, please pick 3 ninjas.
this better be better
3
than
ninjas
Rescue
kick
Me.
back.
That was good too. Well, the first one was good. The second one's not so much.
Oh wow. Nice, Ryan.
It's Leslie
Yes.
Nielsen, you guys.
Yeah. All right. So next week we will have Surf Ninjas. I guess
Oh,
before
no.
we go, let's let everybody say goodbye, starting with my my co-host here.
Cool. Once again, I am Michael from the Downright Nerdy podcast, and I'm sorry for Surf Ninjas, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, we come up with the weekly podcast. Actually, our next one will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. I guess that'll be 2 p.m. Eastern, immediately after Conquistador Akavi's Silver Age Sunday show, and right before Just Rican and his Comics Community Shoutout Show. So make sure you guys check that out.
Sorry, I wasn't ready to switch there. Ken?
Hey guys, I'm Ken from Pinkies Out Podcast. You can find us on all your podcasting platforms. We're hopefully we've kind of been talked into releasing an episode that we recorded that we didn't think we should release, but hey, we might do it anyways here pretty soon. Check us out. That's it.
Thank you, Ken. And Cookie, Mr. Surf Ninjas.
Hey guys, I'm Cookie from Just a Little Podcast. You can check me out on Instagram, social media, Twitter, the whole 9 yards. It's Just a Little Podcast. Hopefully, going to try to put a new episode coming up on Monday. I'm going to try to record something later on tonight or tomorrow. So definitely stay tuned for that. I am so thrilled that I got to pick this, man. I'm so, oh my God. I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
You might get disinvited from the show moving forward. Ryan?
With 11% on Rotten Tomatoes, Surf Ninjas, Kevin Lanston from MovieCrypt.com gives it a 1 out of 5, saying no. You can find me, Ryan, at the Fake Nerd Podcast with my friends Brandon, Sparks, and Ben every Sunday, where we talk about movies, comics, all kinds of pop culture things. We run for 2.5 to 4 hours, so strap in with some popcorn where we go deep dive into all things nerdy. The Snyder Cut got released, got talked about this week, so we're going to talk about that for probably way too long because we all hate our lives. I personally am DJ Tony Snark 616. I stream now because I got a brand new computer and a new TV, and I'm doing lots of video game stuff. So check me out there on Twitch. I got some guns, but I'm not going to fire them because Ip Man doesn't like guns.
Ooh, practice. We're gonna let you. I was gonna let you hold that for longer, Ryan. I was really just gonna leave it on you for. But and last, and certainly not least, is Paul.
Hey, they're going to let me finish before they arrest me.
Yeah,
But,
I was gonna.
You can find me on YouTube for Tales from a Flipside channel, and it sounds like this is going to be a Mac and me kind of type scenario for next week, where
You can only hope.
Oh, I hope
the most enjoyment is going to be me seeing my daughter's reaction.
There you go. Yeah, at least you have something, Paul. You're not like me. I have nothing. I have no reason to watch this. But no, by the way, I am Jackson with Bored and Annoyed, and you can find our show at boredandanoid.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. Now, I thought we might have been saved because I looked up Surf Ninjas on Just Watch, and it didn't exist anywhere. However, there is a full version on YouTube. So we are stuck watching Surf Ninjas.
YouTube.
Yep, free full version of Surf Ninjas. I guess New Line's not too worried about people going and watching Surf Ninjas for free.
240p, like the lowest quality too. I hope
it looks pretty good, actually. It looks pretty good. I've got it up right now, actually.
I'll watch it on 240 anyway.
I mean, should we just, you guys want me to just share the screen? We can just watch it right now, right in the middle of our stream here.
If it's free for you,
we can get this over with like a band-aid.
Next week, extra
Yeah,
long
It's gonna
episode.
be good. You guys are gonna love it.
But yeah, all right. Well, hey, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Check us out for Surf Ninjas next week. And it looks like none of you put anything in the chat. So I'll be digging for
Ice
yeah,
Pirates.
what are they?
All that.
Thrillers,
And,
historical epics. Was there anything else?
we only
Mom,
did 2,
Food with
remember?
Love.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so I screwed that up. But yes, hey, thank
We'll
you
figure it
again.
out.
Everybody have a good night.
Cool.